Hi, I'm Todd.
And I'm Wade, and every week we do a podcast.
A podcast?
Well, it's kind of like a radio show, but no music, and it's cool.
We talk about all things geeky and pop culture related. You know, comics, movies, video games, weird stuff.
And we have special guests.
Really? Special guests?
So we decided to film some to show you what it's like.
Welcome to
Geek Speak Live.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Geek Speak Live. I'm your host, Todd Bailey, and joining me on the show tonight, my co-host with the most, the fantastic
Wade Copson on Pots and Pans.
Hello, Ginge. How are you?
I'm all right, mate.
Fantastic. Joining us, our special guest tonight. Now, this man is a journalist first and foremost. He writes fancy words and stuff in papers. He's also a massive Spider-Man fan, but his big claim to fame, he's proud of the fact he's been on Media Watch. Hello, Mr.
Jason Gibbs, and I've been on twice.
He's proud of the fact he's been on twice?
Twice.
Really?
Twice.
Is it
one
bad
uncredited.
So really you can't claim that, can you?
Oh, I can, because everyone knows that I wrote that particular headline.
You love writing dirty headlines, don't you? Give us a quick rundown. What's the top 2 dirty headlines you've managed to get past your editor?
Top 2. Oh, well, anything in female sport that involves women on top is a classic.
It is.
But didn't you say something about a principal gets the head job?
No, that was Bruce Scott, Honourable Member of Parliament, and the headline read, "Scott wants head job."
Now, if that was talked about with me, I'd be in trouble. I really would. I'd be off. I wouldn't be able to host Geek Speak anymore. But anyway, we're going to get into it. Yeah, no, I'd be booted off. We're going to get straight into it. It is, of course, tonight, the end of the world as we know it. It's the Apocalypse program.
It is the Armageddon Ready for the Apocalypse live podcast.
Gibbsy, are you ready for the end of the world?
Sure thing.
Are you? Are you prepared?
I'm prepared. I've read Walking Dead. I've played Resident Evil 1 through 6 numerous times.
But hang on.
I know how to take down a zombie or 3.
What if it's not a zombie apocalypse? What if it is a planet like a lot of punters think? It's a giant planet going to hit Earth and wipe us all out.
That's fine. Well, the theory I heard from that group out at Alara that are preparing for the apocalypse is aliens taking over after their planet crashes into Earth.
Hang on. There's a cult in Alara.
There is. They've got a shed full of water and...
Cult.
Yeah,
should I use the inverted commas?
Yeah, you should.
Sane people. They're preparing in Alara.
Really?
They've got a shed full of bottled water and basic foodstuffs.
Honestly, why would you bother with bottled water? Okay, you might as well just go and get a couple of bottles of whiskey, a couple of bottles of rum.
It's going to be a lot more practical because
a lot more fun. The apocalypse would be fun.
you're going to be
ending. Who cares?
You're going to be wasted if you get some kind of cut, gash.
You can use
burn. It's medicinal. Just burn the germs right off.
I have whiskey on hand is because it's for medicinal purposes only.
Exactly right. There you go.
But so let's get down to facts. They reckon the world's ending. Thus far, it has not ended here in Australia.
No.
The world's fine. I haven't seen fire and brimstone falling from
This could be the
sky.
last podcast you hear.
Hang on, what's the time? The time is 7:30.
7:30 here in Australia.
Now, from what I hear, it's supposed to end at 12 minutes past 9.
What, American time?
Well, but because the
Because
Mayans...
the world revolves around America.
The Mayans are from South Africa, so it'd have to be...
No, Ginge, South America. We'll bring up a little globe for you
What
one
did I
day and
say?
show you.
What did I say?
South Africa.
Sorry, I
Africa.
meant South
They
America.
don't talk like this, Ginge.
Oh my God.
But because all the Americans are all going, right...
They would have designed a better calendar.
All the
and
Americans are
named it
going
Piscop.
off and saying, no, it's 9:30 tonight. Well, it's got to be in line with the Mayan part of the world, doesn't it?
Really? I don't know. You're telling the story.
I don't know, but did the Mayans have 24-hour time?
Have you ever met a Mayan? Why are we listening to them?
I say we freak the Yanks out and everybody go off Facebook and Twitter right now.
Just switch
When we
off.
stop communicating with the world, they'll think that we've been hit first.
I saw an image on Facebook and it had an aerial view of Perth and it had the news report, Perth gets attacked, and it was ahead of Galactus in the clouds.
Wicked.
And then there was another photo of Sydney.
Yes, being hit by a massive tsunami, wasn't it?
Yeah, and someone said, we've been fighting since 2:30 a.m. Thank you, America. We've saved you.
Would we be hit first if it was an alien invasion? Would Australia actually be wiped out first, do you think?
Do you think they'd even come here? Because
I
in the
don't think
movies,
they
they
would.
always land in America first.
Apparently, in the last couple of years, we've had enough trouble getting tourists to come here to Australia.
We have plenty of... they're illegal refugees, so I'm pretty sure...
I love the fact you've just tapped into current politics there,
Let's not
Jim.
mention the Australian government's boat people policy.
Yeah, we're a pop culture podcast and show, and you've tapped into politics. Wonderful, great. Thanks for setting the tone, big
That's all
fella.
right, mate.
Now, listen, I want to ask you, if you were put on the spot and you had to take... there's there's a bunker, fire and brimstone's about to head down, a plane that's going to crash, something like that, the moon's going to hit the Earth. You've got half hour to get into a bunker, but you can only take 2 people with you, and you're allowed to take 3 items. What would it be?
Okay, well, I'm in trouble here because...
Now, you're married with 2 kids.
Yeah, so that puts me in a bind.
Yep.
I'll probably take the 2 kids and let the wife survive on her own.
To Jason's lovely wife, Jess, he's just thrown you in the deep end. You're out walking the wasteland while he takes the kids.
Now, we've discussed this before, and believe it or not,
that's
Jess
kind
had
of a geek marriage right there, isn't it? Honey,
whatever happened to the...
one boring Sunday night, honey, should an apocalypse happen, what are we going to do?
No, well, the way it actually come up was that we'd just finished watching 28 Days. Next morning, the wife tells me that she's had a dream that we were attacked by
Never
zombies.
A good sign.
Right.
Now,
Never a
for
good sign.
some reason, she's taken the boys up into the ceiling cavity and left me in the bottom of the house with the shotgun.
In the dream?
To fend for myself
In
in
the
the
dream.
dream. That's right.
Why the ceiling cavity?
Because zombies can't climb up.
just like raptors can't use doorknobs, apparently.
That's right. T-Rex, little hands.
Right, fair
But
enough.
They don't
basically,
have
yeah.
that
So
opposable
look,
thumb.
the wife is pretty practical, and we've played Resident Evil as well, so she's handy with a shotgun.
Yep.
Should be
Would
able
that
to fend.
translate into real life?
I think so.
Hey, Jason, never cheat on your wife.
So I think she'll be right to fend for herself whilst I'm looking after the boys.
But seriously, so how old are your children? Your 2 boys?
5 and 2.
5 and 2. So that's a lot of responsibility because
Yeah.
I'm assuming one would at least maybe still be in nappies.
Yes.
Yes, right. So you got to toilet train them in a bunker during the apocalypse.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's all right. I've got to toilet train you.
Hey, only if I've had enough whiskey. Okay, does that become a problem?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good.
Okay, 3 items that you take in with you and the boys.
Xbox 360.
Now, how do you know there's how do you know there's proper electricity in there that you can be able to play this?
bunker is this that we're living in here?
Because number 2 is going to be a car battery to be able
That's
to
exactly
power it.
right.
That's not going to get you far.
So Xbox 360.
You're gonna need to take a
everybody
TV.
amused.
What else would you take? Something like that. We've got 3 items. Come on. So you got Xbox 360, a car battery.
A television to play the 360.
No,
Because you're
That's
ruining
three.
all my fun here. I'm thinking that's a package deal. Right, we'll scat that.
Okay.
Some kind of gun.
Okay, a gun. Yep.
Food.
Food. Important bits.
Beer.
Oreos.
Oh, hello. There you go. So you're not taking
Done.
comics with you?
No,
He'll have Amazing Spider-Man 700s just shoved down the front of his
That's right,
van.
yeah, so no one knows. No, I'll write my own comics.
There you go. That's what we'll do during the apocalypse.
Post-apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
That's it.
There you go.
World. There we go.
That's what he's taking in. There you go. Jess, you've been kicked out, left to wander the wastelands by yourself and fend for yourself while he takes the 2 kids, his Xbox, gun, food, and a comic shoved down his pants. There you go.
I think I'd take my flux capacitor
Would you?
just so I can go back in time.
I'm worried about you. I really am.
God.
We've got more of this apocalyptic madness coming up after the break here on Geek Speak Live. Thank you. Okay, welcome back to Geek Speak Live, and joining me on the podcast tonight is, of course, our special guest, Jason Gibbs, journalist extraordinaire. Now listen, the bit. We're talking about the apocalypse.
Oh, hang on.
It is the apocalypse.
Oh, can you hear it?
Is that the army helicopters flying over there, Ginge?
Might be
Gibbsy
We've been
stuff.
left behind.
Quick, go get your comics.
Tomahawk missiles flying overhead.
I want to get into Spider-Man. Now, you are a die-hard Spidey fan.
Massive.
You are.
There is no other superhero.
Now, I've got to
as far as
ask,
I'm
have you got any
concerned.
tattoos?
Not yet.
You haven't. Are you going to get a Spider-Man tattoo?
I'm working on it, yes.
Have you talked to the missus about this?
Yes.
What'd she say?
Fine.
Really?
Man,
Yes.
Are you going to get one across your chest? Because I've seen a bloke with a Batman one, and it looked. Yeah,
I really
no,
like that, but
no.
I mean, let's be honest, I don't really have the chest for it. That could be something I work on. What I want to get, and I saw one on the Gold Coast this weekend, just gone actually, was basically a sleeve, and it's like a page, all the different panels.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Sort of through this area here.
Stop showing your arm on national television.
I'll throw my guns up.
Yeah, there you go. Our audience likes your guns, apparently.
So if I can find somebody that could do something like that for me, that would be like what I want to get.
Are you worried about the pain of a tattoo? 'Cause I'm a clean
No,
skin. I got
not at
tattoo.
all. I've already got one, and it's more annoying than painful.
Really? You got a tattoo? What is it? Can we see it? What is it? What does that mean?
That means determination, or as most people say, pig-headed.
Are you sure that that is
Yes.
actually what it means?
Yes,
I'm pretty sure it means detergent.
detergent.
That's why it's got the Nappy Sand logo underneath
Are you
it.
sure it doesn't mean children eat free on Friday?
I think it's actually something along the lines of dim sim. No, I actually researched it a few times. I got it done locally in Toowoomba, and the guy said he's researched it. He said, but go out and research it yourself and just make sure that we got it right.
Yep.
Fantastic.
And that's what it means.
So you probably one day you might get a Spider-Man tattoo?
Definitely, yeah. Like I said, if I can find the right person to do it.
Yep. What about you,
Then I'll
Ginge?
go
Would you
right
get a
ahead.
tattoo?
No, I had a missus once that was like covered in head to toe with tattoos. I didn't know this when I started going out with her.
Hang on, you didn't see
Yeah.
this?
No, well,
What, was she wrapped in a veil or something the whole time?
from like once she put a shirt on, you
Yep.
couldn't see, right? But her whole back was one tattoo.
Can I ask, was it a turn on?
No.
Oh.
Was it a mad fold-in tattoo?
I wish it had. I wish it had been. At least it would have been something, good about the whole situation.
Was it Alfred E. Newman's face? 'Cause that would have been so weird during,
So when she
coitus.
does this,
when she raised her arms up, it said Alfred eats ham.
Oh, God help us.
And she was like, oh yeah, get a tattoo. They're great. You'll love the pain. Oh really?
Really?
Really? She reckons I should have got like the Terminator, like the skeleton,
the
to make it look like
exoskeleton.
the skeleton's underneath, ripped
No.
flesh.
that's
that would look
the Spider-Man one I keep seeing lately. It's like the Spider-Man, the spider,
Yeah.
and the Spidey costume coming out of your chest, basically.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
as if it's like
Yeah.
you'd.
Like you're ripping your shirt off.
Righto. No, that would look horrible.
Yeah. But
Do you know my one of my old brothers one day he said to me, "Go and get a tattoo." And I said, "What? The little short guy off Fantasy Island? Can you buy them?"
the plane.
The plane. Please do not send your hate mail if you are a short person to geekspeakau.com. Hang on, geekspeakau.com.au.
That's right.
Send it to that one.
au.com.
No, that's the wrong email address. I've just buggered that up. Anyway, do not send us hate mail because it's not nice. And Ginge starts crying. It's
That's
really
right.
bad. Jason, I have to talk to you about Amazing Spider-Man 700. You've read it. You give us a quick review. You've been following it the whole way through. You got me to read 698 and I gushed. It was such a good story.
After, 2-3 days of constant pestering?
Pestering me, read it. And I read it and I was like, holy hell, that is really
You didn't
really
see
good.
that coming.
I didn't. It was a twist. It was a great twist. Go out to your local comic book store, pick it up. It's fantastic. But Amazing Spidey 700, this is the final issue before they hit the new run of Superior Spider-Man. Give us a quick breakdown. 700, what was it like?
Brilliant. It's the first time in a long time that I've actually got like goosebumps from reading a comic. I know that might sound like really bizarre.
No, it happens to me every time I read one with Harley Quinn in it. I get goosebumps, but in a funny place.
Goosebumps or...
It's just the one too.
No,
I'm not going to say another word because my mother watches this show. Anyway, you were saying?
Brilliant. It was just like 698.
Yep.
It was a comic that just, it kept sort of, it was short, it was sharp, it was punchy. And then when you got to that last page...
Now, spoiler alert. We are going to actually, we're going to do a spoiler alert here. Jason, give us a reveal. Do it.
It's Doc Ock. As it was in 698,
98.
there's no sort of change from there.
So he has inhabited the body of Peter Parker?
He has all of Peter Parker's memories.
So Doc Ock
abilities.
is essentially done a Freaky Friday with
He has,
Peter Parker.
exactly. Yeah, there's like a little golden Octobot that they sort of played out in Spider Island. In issue 600, sorry, way back in issue 600.
Yep.
Comes back, it's got all of Peter Parker's brainwaves stored in it, zaps him in the back of the neck, transfers the two brains over, so now Peter Parker is in Doc Ock's busted,
Cool.
crippled
Body.
old man body.
Wow.
And spoiler alert, massive spoiler alert.
Here we go.
Peter Parker,
We've been warned.
Peter Parker is dead. dead.
How can they do that?
Dead.
How can you kill off how can you kill off Peter Parker?
He breaks out of the raft with the help of
That's the superhero prison in New York.
Yep, in Rikers Island.
Rikers Island, yep.
Breaks out of the raft with the help of the Scorpion, Hydro Man, and the Trapster.
Yep.
And he basically has a plan to use the Octobot again to reverse the process.
Yep.
And doesn't work. He dies.
Oh, there you go. Now, this is written by Dan Slott. Dan has been writing since when? Back a fair way, anyway.
Yeah, probably
been
since
setting-
600, I think, maybe,
Pretty much,
or
so he's
thereabouts.
pretty much 100 issues under his belt.
Actually, he has, I think, because every time he's done an interview lately, he's mentioned that he has been planning this for a long time, since 600.
Which is unusual today. You don't usually get a writer to stay on a book for
No, that's
100
right.
issues straight or anything like that. So
And I think that's what
really
makes
good
it
work.
so much better.
And he's got the big payoff. And now they launch into Superior Spider-Man within like a month or so. I think it's January
Yep.
hits or late January, early February that we get Superior Spider-Man #1.
But how many times have heroes died and been brought back? Is it just going to be another rehash?
It's true.
Or do you think they're actually going to
I
stick
think
to their
they're going
guns?
to run with it because the way they pay it off at the end, basically, Spider-Man figures out that even though he can't completely transfer his brains back into his body,
Yep.
sorry, Peter Parker, he kind of does a little bit of Vulcan mind meld stuff.
Yep.
And Doc Ock develops like a sort of respect for him, and sort of at the end he says, I'm going to...
Wow.
What I need from you
Do
is a
the right
Geek Speak
thing.
rating out of 5. What would you give it out of 5 right now? Jason Gibbs, give it a Geek
5.
Speak. 5 out of
Definitely
5?
I can't say anything other than 5.
Wow.
Let us know if you agree with Jason on the Facebook page. Do you rate Amazing Spider-Man 5 out of 5? More Geek Speak Live coming up after this break. Thank you. Welcome back to Geek Speak Live. This is, of course, the Apocalypse show tonight.
Apocalypse Now.
It's the it's the end of the
Wow.
world as you know it.
It's the Armageddon ready for the apocalypse.
I like that, Ginge. Give me
Armageddon.
an extra clap, folks. Give
you
me an
very
extra
much.
clap for
Thank
that.
you.
That's clever. Wonderful.
I thought...
Special guest tonight, Jason Gibbs, journalist and massive Spider-Man comic fanatic. Now, listen, real quick, you have been checking out some of the Marvel Now titles. What are you brought in to show us today? It's Thor, the latest issue.
Thor, God of Thunder.
How good is it?
It's really good. I'm surprised, having read the previews.
Yep.
I thought it was going to be a title that it was either a real hit or a real miss, and I'm pretty sure the Marvel Now guys would be thankful it is a hit.
Written by Jason Aaron and with art by Asad Ribic. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Asad Ribic. Now, it's a painted-looking book, isn't it?
He's doing a
The artwork
big
is.
uppercut
Really
to someone's head who's ripped off.
Give us a quick breakdown. It's Thor, but he's travelling to different godly realms, I guess, or something like that, isn't it?
He is basically, it's 3 versions of Thor, like a young, I guess you could say teenage, arrogant Thor.
Yep.
The Thor that the majority of readers would know, which is like this guy here.
Yep.
And then
I thought you were pointing at me then. I was going to say I'm not
this
blonde.
guy here. And then
You haven't got those metal booby things.
then King Thor, which is, it must be an Asgardian king thing. Apparently when you become a king, you lose an eye.
Really?
And have an eye patch.
That's got a wit.
Because like Odin, he only has the one eye. And it's a connecting story about a god butcherer. So there's a god that is going around killing
Other
gods in every single realm across the universe.
What would you give it out of 5? Geek Speak rating out of 5?
I'd give
You
it a
Thor, God of
4.
Thunder? 4?
4.
What's letting it down? Why is it not getting a 5 out of 5?
Sometimes it can get a little bit bogged down. Telling the 3 different stories,
Yep.
it does work most of the time, but occasionally it just kind of slips from one panel to the next. It's not really a different part of the story, it's just different artwork.
I've just opened to a random page, and that is wicked. There's a guy lying in the snow with his leg chopped off and the
He's a
bones
god,
sticking out.
the
He's a
god
god.
of the hunt, and
That-
he's been destroyed.
that
by
is-
I
the
hate
god.
when that happens, don't you?
What, when your leg gets
When you
chopped
wake
off
up
in
on
the
a
snow,
Sunday morning after a big night,
you're going, oh,
you
God.
got no
It's
leg
like when you
and you've
take
got
an
a
arrow
spear.
to the knee.
Yeah.
Oh, he had to bring it up. Good on him. Give him a round of applause. Arrow to the knee right there, Jason Gibbs. 4 out of 5 for Thor, God of Thunder. That is one of Marvel Now's new releases. Is that your pick out of the ones that have been released thus far?
So far, yeah.
Yep.
Mainly because I've read 3 issues so far.
Yep.
Although the new Iron Man is up there.
It's
I
not
know
too
it's
bad.
drawn a lot of criticism because it's rehashing an old plotline.
Yep.
But it's a sensible way to approach that. So
It follows on from Extremist, doesn't it?
it does, yeah.
Extremist storyline set up in that, which they're borrowing bits and pieces from for the new
the
Thor
new-
movie, Thor 3, which is finishing principal photography now, something like that. Ben Kingsley is the Mandarin, we think.
And now
You
it's,
mean
it's tying into Iron Man.
3,
What did I just say?
Thor.
Thor 3?
3,
Thor
they
2
don't-
is filming as we speak.
We know what's on Thor 3 though.
That's how good we are. We sing into
That's
the future. There you go. So 4 out of 5. That's the Geek Speak rating. I've got to be honest. That artwork there by Asad Ribic. I like saying his name. It's a cool name.
I do like how he approaches the three different
That is
Thors.
wicked. That is
It's a
beautiful.
really distinct approach to each different Thor.
The colouring is amazing too. I love it, and it's not covered in text. You know, like some comics, they're a bit wordy nowadays. They're a bit too much text. Jason Aaron, who did a good run on, I think it was Wolverine the X-Men. Was he on that for a while?
Yes, he was. Yeah,
There you go. I know my comic history. He had a good run on that, and I tell you what, pop along to your local comic book store, pick up Thor: God of Thunder. It's currently up to issue 3, and Gibbsy is highly recommending it right there. Now listen, it's that time of the show where I want to ask. We're going to do what we call the Geek Speak Super Round. Can I get a round of applause for the Geek
Fantastic.
Speak Super Round? Right, now Gibbsy, this is we've got to ask these. Now you've got to be real quick with these, okay?
The first answer that comes into your mind.
Boobs. Oh, I didn't say that.
That pops into my mind first time every time, okay? Because I can't help it. I'm a guy. First off, question number 1 in the Geek Speak Super Round: DC or Marvel? Jeez, that was quick, wasn't it? Hey? You don't want to think about it for a second?
Not at all.
Marvel, there
Superior
you go.
Spider-Man, amazing Spider-Man.
This is for the ladies because you're going to CrossFit and everything else nowadays. You're looking pretty fit there, buddy.
That's right.
Boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Really? You're not a
Don't
boxer
like
short
the
boy?
boys.
Wow.
You don't like them dangling in the
Boys.
breeze?
Hey, enough of that.
The boys need a home.
There you go, ladies. He likes briefs. Why front? Tidy whities or?
That's not
The ladies want to know. The ladies want to know. I'm sure that some of our male clientele want to know.
I've got some awesome comic-y type ones.
Have you?
Yeah.
Where do you get them?
Oh, I don't know.
We'll talk about it after the show.
We'll do that off camera. Cinema or DVD experience?
Cinema, provided there's no annoying people there.
That's the reason I'm not going to the cinema anymore, because they can't guarantee that people won't be talking during the movie.
Dude, it's the cinema. It's chock full of idiots. That's why they go there.
Yeah, well, that's pretty true, yeah.
Question number 4, Disney or Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers?
Good man. There you go. He gets extra points for that
Yeah.
one.
Ding,
the
ding.
final question in the Geek Speak Super Round, leather or spandex?
What? I don't remember that being.
It's on the list.
Depends on the occasion.
Costume-wise, leather or spandex? Superhero spandex.
Spandex.
Spandex? Really? Leather's a bit more flattering. You can mould leather a bit to make it look like you've actually got a
Do I
six-pack.
need to mould leather?
Yes, you do.
So essentially, what you're asking,
Hey, look
essentially
out.
what you're asking is the Spider-Man costume or the Daredevil costume.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I'm going Spidey all the way.
Really?
Yep.
In spandex.
Yeah,
Shows
why
all
not?
your flaws. You know?
That's all right. I'm a superhero. How many fat superheroes do you see other than the Blob?
True. Good point. There you
Like,
go.
think of that Ned Flanders scene in The Simpsons.
Oh, where he's got the ski gear on?
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
I'm wearing nothing at all.
That scared the hell out of me.
Nothing at all.
That really did. If you were to go to Supernova, and Supernova Gold Coast is coming up in April, make sure you check out their website, Supernova Australia. Awesome pop culture convention. If you're going down there, and you'll be with us for Geek Speak, but if you were to dress up, would you go the Spidey costume? Scarlet Spider or something like that? Or
I've actually thought about this one, and it'd be a toss-up between Spidey or the Red Hood.
ooh, the Red Hood. Like,
If I could
hang on.
if I could find someone to
Are we
make a
talking-
helmet,
Are we talking classic Red Hood, Joker as the Red Hood, or are we talking modern day
Nah,
Jason?
the-
talking
modern.
Jason Todd,
Ooh.
Red Hood.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty wicked.
If someone could mould a helmet for me, I would go as the Red Hood.
I've seen some really cool cosplay helmets of that Red Hood that look
Yeah?
really, really cool.
Big hand cannons, leather jacket, bam.
There you go. Keep an eye out, Supernova Gold Coast in April 2013 for Jason Gibbs getting around either as Spider-Man, an
In spandex.
a bulky-looking Spider-Man. I mean muscle. I mean in the best possible way. Seriously.
Right.
Football socks down the jocks don't count.
No, it doesn't. Otherwise, you'll see him as the Red Hood, or you'll see him with a Geek Speak shirt on, interviewing some cool people. Special thank you, Jason. Thanks for coming on the show tonight.
My
Fantastic. As usual, my co-host with the most,
Wade
Ginge.
Copson on Pots and Pans.
Where do you go if you want to check out the rest of our stuff?
YouTube.com/Geek Speak Australia.
Yep.
Facebook.com/Geek Speak TV.
Yep.
And we're on
iTunes?
and
Podcast,
Stitcher.
I keep saying
Podbean.
Sketcher. I don't know why. It's Stitcher.
We dominate the web.
We do. We certainly do. Make sure you tune back in next week for another fantastic episode of Geek Speak Live. I'm your host, Todd Bailey. We'll see you same bat time, same bat channel here on Geek Speak Live Australia.